Welcome to episode 75 of It's No Secret Podcast Live. We are your hosts, Bianca Rose, Teresa, and Sharis. Hello, ladies.
Hey, hey.
Hello.
It's
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
We're getting so close. Sorry, I can feel it.
It is another Therapy Wednesday for all of us. We know that there's very important things going on in the world right now, like the NBA Finals. So shout out to anyone who is already watching us in our live stream, whether it be on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. We appreciate y'all because we know. Teresa was like close to being like, should we just do it on Thursday this week? But,
right. Honestly, it was a debate.
Commitment.
It was a debate. So if y'all are watching and y'all, we know the show relies on the viewers' comments. Y'all can comment and update us how the game's going.
Oh, please. That would be really great because I purposely don't have the game playing in the background so that I don't get distracted.
Really? You'd be live streaming us just high, eyes up in the sky?
No, she's watched me watch my Spurs before, and you guys would be live streaming me cussing at the TV is what you guys would be live streaming right about now. But yes, we've got some people already going with updates with Go Spurs Go on our YouTube over here.
Nice.
Yeah. But it is time for another Therapy Wednesday, and we can't start therapy without our highs and lows first. So Bianca's going to kick us off with our lows. So B, what was your low for this week?
Well, it's going to be a slow kickoff because I don't think I have a low this week.
Oh, yeah. Okay, God's favorite.
Yeah, it was a week where for the first time in a few months where I had absolutely no plans or priorities, and we were able to, couch rot for like a good couple days, which was very needed. So it was really good. I don't have a low this week, so I guess I'm God's favorite.
Yay!
I'll take the title this week.
Yay!
What about you, T?
For me, I let my best friend Sharis down.
Oh,
why?
Like,
what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah. So the other day, she told me, hurry up and be a millionaire already. And I'm not. No. Honestly, I didn't really have a low either. That's why.
Okay.
I was like, what? I was telling my husband, I was like, what's going to be my low this week? And then I even told him, I was like, I'm going to say I let Shari down because I'm not a millionaire yet.
You were there for a minute.
Yeah, she literally the other day was like, just hurry up and be a millionaire already. Like, damn. I will say we are getting comments on our YouTube, but I don't see them coming through on our screen here. So I will do my best to call them out as I see. But Fuzzy Bunny said, LOL, go sports.
Yeah. If you don't watch sports, hi, you're with us.
Right. Thanks for joining us today. Yes. And then Gabe's in there just going crazy. Go Spurs, go. Yo. Yeah. 2-0.
I wonder if we show on stream, will it show it?
I have no idea because it usually comes through. So I don't know what is going on with Restream right now. No, those are just the generic ones. Yeah.
Sorry, man.
Not sure, but we'll do our best. I got my YouTube up. I got my Instagram up. So we'll do our best to kind of call out those comments. Facebook, I'm sorry if something doesn't come through on your side too.
Oh, you know what? Then I'll switch to Facebook in case we're missing some stuff.
There you go. See? Live show, live solutions. Shari, what is your low for the week?
If I had to pick one.
Ooh, are we all God's favorite?
Yes. If I had to pick one, Mother Nature's in town, but honestly, she's not even giving me like problems like normal. So
wow, okay. You are God's favorite.
So I don't know what's happening. This was a good week, you guys.
Yeah, I love that for us. I absolutely love that for us.
Can we do this every week?
Right.
That'd be great. That is my goal, is to every week not have a low, but unfortunately there's some
weeks mark today because all three of us 3 for 3, no lows.
Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's move on to our highs then, since we're all God's favorite. B, your high for the week.
My high for the week is I watched my little baby brother graduate yesterday.
Mm.
It was so emotional.
Oh, I
It was more
bet.
emotional than I thought I was gonna be. Yeah.
Yeah. You cried like you were his mama?
I had like little spurts of like little moments. So just like recalling some, you can already see my eyes tearing up.
Mhm.
So it
Aw,
was
look at
very
the big
emotional, but
sister.
yeah, I'm
Mhm.
proud.
Of
It's the last one.
course.
So yeah, he's
Well,
an adult now.
congratulations, brother. You are grown now.
Not too grown. Watch yourself.
I mean, he already sent your mom to the hospital, so.
But yeah, no, it was good. It was obviously I was relaxing all weekend and then ended on a very high note with my brother. He came
Good.
out of his room and he was like, "Hey B," he was like, "How do I look?" And I'm like, I turned away so fast. I was like, "You look good." Couldn't look at him.
Aw, I love that. Ooh, wait till you have your babies, girl. Whew.
No thanks.
I was a hot mess. Like, she's so already great. I was a hot mess at my daughter's pre-K graduation. Okay, so yes. Yeah. Oh man. But moving on, my high
Yes,
this
please stop making
week.
me cry.
I know we're good at that. My high this week is that the Spurs made it to the finals. Because anyone
Great.
who knows me knows that I was a Spurs fan my whole life, have always been, even during the rough times of living in California as a Spurs fan. So my Spurs have made it to the finals. They're playing right now. Hopefully they're doing good. I'm trying not to even think about it because I'm getting
I
anxious
am intermittent between Facebook Live and like the internet just to
to see the
Google.
score.
We are up right now for those of you listening, but we're 27-17
Fuck yeah.
and less than 2 minutes in the first quarter. So
Okay. Yes, Gabe just gave us an update on YouTube. He said
Ah,
27-17 Spurs, first quarter. Let's go, Spurs, go.
let's do it. Have you ever seen those videos where like the girls, the guys have their girlfriends who know nothing about sports try to like tell them what's happening, so the guy has to face away from the TV and
Oh,
he relies on
yes.
the girl to try to explain what's going on.
It's horrible.
That stresses me the fuck out because I know enough to know that he is stressed out because I'm like,
Mhm.
"Oh my god." Like football, she's like, I'm trying to tell you, but I don't know where the line is. They haven't showed the line. I don't know where it's at."
That would be Michelle trying to explain football to her
Yeah.
husband. Shout out to Michelle. Shari, what's your high?
My high for this week was that I didn't, sounds pretty bad, but I didn't have my daughter this weekend,
Mhm.
and it was just a relatively nice little weekend, rather.
Break, a little break. You can say
A little break.
break.
We still had, it wasn't quite a break because Kaden still had baseball and things of that
Right.
nature. But like to not be at the park, worried about where she is and what she's doing, and oh, mommy, I gotta go to the nasty bathrooms, and like it was just like that stress alone of her having to go to the bathroom, whether it's a porta potty or a public restroom, gives me enough anxiety to last me a lifetime. So like to not have to deal with that this weekend was just really nice, and it was a quiet little chill time. I didn't have to do hair this weekend. Her big sisters did it. Like it was just a nice weekend to not have to deal with those mommy things.
It's like a
Yes.
break from multitasking because I picture you with that, like going to your son's games, but also having to watch her, make sure she's okay, make sure she's entertained while you're trying to keep an eye on. It's a lot of like short attention span. So
Mhm.
I can imagine it'd be a nice break for you.
Yes, it was a very nice break.
And Shari is super invested during her son's games. So I'm glad that you got an opportunity to like just focus and enjoy the game. Because
Yeah,
I
like
called her on
the days we were watching
FaceTime.
first.
Yes, I was watching the Spurs. She was watching her set. But I called her one time during one of the games and she was like, I'm gonna have to call you back. I'm losing my shit right now. And I was like, okay.
That was this
Okay.
weekend. That was what
Yeah. I was like, oh, all right, my bad. I'll talk to you later, girl. But yeah, so I'm glad
it
you got
gets
to have
real
that.
at those
Yeah.
baseball games.
I bet.
I'm really glad you got to have that though. You
Yeah.
It's probably nice for Caden too, just to have some dedicated mom time. Like
Yeah,
it's
well, I
it's
had
hard.
one of his cousins with us all weekend. I picked him up Saturday, and he came to the game. And of course, he went to spend a night, and then went to the game Sunday. So, but
Mhm.
like with the boys, I don't have to like y'all go do y'all thing. He was pretty much in the dugout with the team, so I didn't really have to do much. But yeah, it was a chill weekend.
Good. Good.
Ah,
Yeah.
all God's favorite.
All
Hmm.
God's favorites. Yay, us. All right, but it is episode 75, so we got another topic for you guys today. And today, if any of you guys follow us on Instagram, you might have seen kind of what the topic was already, because I posed the question to our audiences both on the It's No Secret Instagram page and on my personal one as well. And I just asked a question of like just general, what is like the easiest way to lose your woman or to get a woman to run from a relationship essentially. So
Mm.
that's going to be what we talk about today is just the fastest way to lose your lady, how to lose a lady, Shout out to old movies, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. We don't have no guys here, so we're going to talk girls. But I will say that in thinking about this topic, a lot of it can go both ways, right? It's not just how to lose a lady, it's almost how to lose your partner, really.
Right.
But there are a couple that might be a little more female centric
Mm.
as we go along here. Really quickly, quick update from Gabe. He said 27-19 at the end of the first quarter. And then he said, happy 75th episode, ladies.
Aw,
It
a
is kind of a
little.
milestone,
Yeah, it is a
right?
milestone. We're almost to 100. Oh my God.
I know. That's
And I can
wow.
see our numbers are going up, so I can tell that the first
The
quarter is
quarter
done.
ended. Yeah,
Thank
it's a
y'all for
commercial
checking
break.
in.
Yeah.
Commercial breaks. Thank y'all for checking in.
Fuzzy Buddy said, oh, he's already giving us ways to lose your woman. He said, act like she's your mom or
Oh,
your man or maid, excuse me, mom or maid.
all right. Jumping off the deep end.
Jumping off the deep end. I actually had a couple responses on our Instagram as well, and there was two that I really wanted to read because they were really funny. The first one was from Victoria Cazorla in New York, and she said, "A man being a Spurs fan because she's a Knicks fan."
We
And
gonna
she
fight.
knows I'm a Spurs fan, so I took high offense to that. The other funny one that we got before we get into all like the serious conversation was from Travis_or, and he said the wife. So his response to the question of what gets your woman to run away from the relationship was the wife.
You know what? Don't let your boyfriend keep you from your husband.
Right. Or isn't
So,
it the other way around? Don't let your husband keep you from your boyfriend.
From
No,
the
just kidding.
boyfriend. Oh, either way.
But yes, I did want to read those two to just kind of call out some funny ones. And then we did get one from m.isabel.machuca on our Instagram. Oh,
oh,
I'm back.
hey. Oh, look, Cass in the
She
chat.
just
Hello.
wanted to move. She just wanted to be first.
No,
She wanted
I'm
to be
switching me
first.
back. I'm switching me back because then you guys are going to be like, you never remember me. Okay, so the other serious one that we got, and hello, Cass, was from m.isabel.machuca, and she said emotional and physical abuse.
Ooh,
She went
she
real
went real deep.
heavy,
Real
but she's
quick.
not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I will say though, like when it comes to emotional abuse, I feel like sometimes, or I have encountered a lot of women that ignore emotional abuse.
Right. I
I
think
don't
that
think
one gets swept under the rug a lot easier
Yeah.
because it's easier to miss
Mhm.
or not just to not acknowledge in general.
Correct. I agree.
It's hard to see something when it's not something that you can see.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah.
So, ladies, I'm going to turn it to you guys. What is the easiest, fastest, whatever term you want to use, way that your partner could probably lose you? While
That's
you
such a
ponder,
general question.
Unks in the chat on Instagram. He said, "Hi, ladies. Sorry,
What?
but the Spurs are on."
Right. We
We
understand.
know. We
Give us the
understand.
update.
Yeah, we understand.
We understand. But thanks for stopping by.
Yes, thank you for stopping by. So,
I would
ladies,
say for me now, it would be if a man wanted children.
now where
Okay.
you are
Now,
in your life now.
yes.
Okay.
Not doing it. It's ghetto.
It's ghetto.
Very ghetto.
You know, I thought that when I met my husband, and I even told him when I met him, like, I'm not having any more kids, and then we popped out a baby. So,
Ghetto.
shit happens.
You
Shit
said,
happens.
yeah, I'm not having any more kids. And he said, yeah, we are.
Right. Touche. Touche. That's fair though. Like, I mean, you just turned 40. Not to put you on
Mhm.
blast, but like you just turned 40.
Mhm.
So yeah, I completely understand why you would run away quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Mhm.
Mm.
Out. Sonic fast.
What's one for you, B?
One for me, I'm going to make it general because I know that we can dig deeper into this, but it's more of like disrupting my peace, being an inconvenience to my life in that negative way or impacting my life in a negative way. It's such a general blanket statement because there are such little nuances that we'll start talking about. But just overall, once you start like letting me know and showing me signs that I'm better off without you, then, you got to go.
I like how you stated that because I'm all about my peace these days. So like disrupting my peace. I love that, B. I think that's my favorite one. I'm gonna start using that now. That's the go-to going
I'm going to
forward.
tell my boss that and be like, it's disrupting my peace.
You're disrupting my peace, bitch. Step off.
Mhm.
Real quick, going back to our YouTube chat, Fuzzy Bunny, he had mentioned earlier, act like she's your mom or maid, right? And he said,
Mhm.
just because there's a goalie doesn't mean you can't score. I think he was talking about the wife girlfriend thing. And then he also added another one and said, not handling your financials. So, ladies, how do you guys feel about that? Not handling financials?
Okay, well, it's going to depend on the stage of relationship because, we kind of talked about this in an earlier episode where the money talk too early in a relationship can damage the progress of it. So it depends where you're at in that stage, but it definitely can be a turnoff if you are financially irresponsible.
Yes. Agreed. Irresponsible is the key word right there.
Yeah.
Because I feel like people can go through it. People go through stuff. I mean, we all have our ups and downs. And in a relationship, where you lack, I will cover, and then vice versa, right? Because you go through ebbs and flows in your relationship as you go along. But the irresponsible part is the part that I lack, that I agree with in that statement for sure. And I will say also, like, with the financial aspect is like ambition. If there's a lack of ambition or a lack of drive, to me, if you're not even making an effort to try to correct the situation that you're in or maneuver through it in a responsible way, that lack of ambition to me is a big turnoff.
Right.
Big turnoff.
And I think like men also tend to confuse because you hear it on social media a lot. It's like, oh, I don't want a woman who is with me for my money, or those gold digging girls, kind of thing. And it's like, gold digging, baby, you don't got gold.
You got
like
you gotta have gold for me to
you
dig
gotta have
some.
gold. Yeah. So, I think money, they think a lot of the times that women are after money, that it's a high priority that we look for. We ask like, hey, what do you do? So we can what do you do for a living? So we know more or less what that salary range is. But I mean, also, it's not the amount that you make, it's what you do with it.
Right. It's not necessarily the amount that you make, it's your effort to contribute.
Right.
Right? So even if you don't have a lot, what are
Mhm.
you doing with that small amount?
Right.
Is any of it going to us
Right.
as like a unit? Because again, where you lack, I may cover it, and it ebbs and flows. But I will say for that statement that you were talking about, B, with the whole like guys talk about, oh, are women dating me for my money? Nowadays, bless you.
Thank you.
Nowadays, that a lot of that is reversed. Like there's a lot of women that are like, are you dating me for my money now?
Mhm.
Mhm.
As women, we're on the come up right now. We're on the come up. Shar, how do you feel about this financials that Fuzzy Bunny brought up?
Yeah, I mean, I think it goes back to like it's not about the amount of money because I think, especially in today's world, like shit, sometimes it's better for one person to stay home and take care of the kids. So like, it's not
Mm,
always about the money.
Right.
It's about
mm,
what you're doing with the money. How are we budgeting? How are we spending? Like you have to
Yeah.
be responsible, so to speak. So I don't like. It's
mhm,
not about It's not about the quantity that you have. It's what are you doing with it.
Right.
mhm,
It's like, how did you end up in this situation and what are you doing to get yourself out? I can, everyone has an opinion on the current situation, but it's more the context surrounding it. So the
correct.
financial is very, again, and it depends on the state of your relationship, where you're at in that
Mhm.
progression. Cass on Facebook, she said no trust, no relationship. So she brought up trust being a
Mm,
thing.
that's a huge one. So I'm gonna shoot this one to Shari first. Shar, thoughts on no trust.
I mean, I think that's huge. I think trust is like a foundational factor, right? I
Mhm.
think that I think a lot of relationships lack this.
Mm,
Um, but I think that it should be part of your foundation. And if you can't trust the person that you're with, then what is the point? What is the purpose? Because all you're
mhm,
gonna do is cause yourself a lot of grief, heartache, stress, anxiety, because you're constantly worried about something or thinking something that may not be going on. Like, why are you putting yourself through all this turmoil for nothing?
mhm.
So I think,
With
yeah.
with trust comes security,
Mm.
right? And in order for you to have a successful relationship, you have to feel safe, especially for us as women. Like, because I can't speak for the male species. So, guys, feel free to chime in wherever you're watching from. Um, but trust builds safety and security. And so I do agree. I feel like we're just going to agree with everything that comes out of people's mouths today.
But
But it's
also, what are
important.
some things that can break trust? Because here we are, we're talking about how to lose a lady. We know how to keep a lady. We know that trust is needed. What will break the trust? What kind of things should people avoid?
Keep it in your pants first and foremost. Okay. Because that to me is like probably the easiest answer to any of these questions. It's like, how do you want to lose your lady? Fucking go cheat on her. Right. That's like
But
yeah.
but
I was going to say,
but honestly, is that really a way to lose a lady? Because a lot of people stay after cheating.
mhm,
In this
it just
economy, yeah, I need a roommate.
But I'm just
that's
facts.
fair.
But
That's
I'm just
fair.
saying, it's
Yeah.
is that really a way? Because there are people work through that all the time, right?
Mhm.
And again, if we go back to knowing your partner, knowing how men and women are different and how we operate, like some people can get past that.
Mhm. But it
Because
does break trust.
it does break trust because we can talk about there's different forms of cheating. There's
Yes.
sexual, there's emotional,
Mhm.
there's there's
Yeah.
financial cheat. Like it could
Yeah.
be a plethora of things how you
Mhm.
cheat. So I think people get past that. So I don't necessarily think that cheating is a way to lose your lady. It does break the trust, however.
Mhm.
Mm.
Mhm. Real quick. Other ways to break trust, which is one of my biggest pet peeves, is lying.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to me, and like, I could be wrong for this, but the small lies bother me more than the bigger ones.
Facts.
Mm.
Because if you lie about something small, you'll lie about any
You'll
fucking thing.
lie about fucking anything.
Mhm.
And
And for me, it's like I don't want you to just be honest, be transparent, because there's a huge
yes,
difference.
there is a difference.
Oh, Shari's,
There-
please let them know what the difference is between that, because you know what, I've heard that too, where it sounds the same. Do not get me wrong, but
But
in
it's
this
not.
context, there is difference.
Yeah, like honest is if I ask you a question and you give me an answer and it's an honest answer, right? But transparent is not leaving the
Not
room for
having to ask the question.
question, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Just being upfront about it.
Yeah. Instead of me having to ask you, hey, where were you at last night?
Right.
It's, hey, babe, I'm going to go out with the boys tonight. I'll hit you
Mhm.
up, blah, blah, blah. That's transparency, right? Versus honesty is me having to ask you after the fact because you never shared it to begin with.
Mhm.
But the lies, to me, easy way to break trust.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm the type of person that sometimes I won't call you out on those lies.
I'm gonna let them add up.
I just clock it and let it add up. Yep. I'm like, noted.
I am a very
Okay.
noted type of individual. I observe everything. Even if I don't say something about it, just know that I know. If I ask you a question, know that I know.
Know that I know when I asked you.
I'm not asking
Before
you.
I asked you.
I know the answer before I ask you.
Now, if I'm asking you, I already know the answer.
Yes, I already know the answer.
Mm-hmm.
It's just proof. It's just to see if you're gonna lie about it.
It's a test.
Right.
It's all
It's
a
a
test.
test. It's a test. Are you going to tell me the truth? Or are you going to try to bullshit me right now?
Don't leave it up to me to have to test you.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Because I will if I have to. But don't do
Mm-hmm. Amen. What do you think are some other ways to break that trust that Cassandra was talking about?
I was kind of leaning towards like lying, more like secrets, communication, lack of
secrets. Yeah.
Because one thing, I don't like to be blindsided, right? So if you're constantly always trying to, catch me, off guard, or I'm always like looking over my shoulder, or I'm always anticipating something, then I'm like, then I don't feel safe or secure around you. That's the trust that I'm thinking of.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, ladies, what other reasons are a quick and easy way to lose your lady?
Lack of effort, man.
Oh, I got two at the same time.
Yeah.
B,
what did you say, Shari?
Oh.
I said bad hygiene.
Oh. Sorry.
That's a quick,
especially in here. Because if
and
I gotta
nails.
kiss you and
that is quick. That is a quick and easy scan. Nah, it's a no for me.
You said nails?
Nails.
You be staring at
dirty
guys'
nails.
I
Unclipped
have
nails.
a hand thing. Like if your hands are ugly, I will not talk to you.
Oh, she's got a hand thing.
I do. Like how men have a feet thing, I have a hand thing. If your hands, there's this joke that I have. If your hands look like Dope Fiend hands, I cannot and I will not. I can't. And there's
That's
a certain
fair.
way they look. And so
That's fair.
Man's hands, his teeth, hands, and shoes. It's a thing.
You didn't
does a
even say
quick
body
body.
odor. That's what I would have. My concern
Yeah,
was
I
the
smell
overall
that, but I'm
body
just saying,
odor.
like from a visual aspect, walking up, looking, I'm gonna do that, and then once I'm close enough, I'm gonna get a smell check. I just that has to go together. Yes,
On the flip side, a man that smells good.
yes. Just
Thank you.
that's my soul now. Thank you.
Yeah, just thank you. Thank you. Real quick, Fuzzy Bunny gave us another one. He said, or he commented and said, "Can I paint a target on myself as a guy? ... I personally hate when I get questions on stuff the other person already knows." So how we were saying, if I ask you a question, it's because I already know. And he's saying, as a man, he hates that. I can see why you guys would hate that, because it's a test.
Men don't like being tested.
And men don't like being tested. I mean, to be fair, neither do women, right?
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna say, like,
Test it all the time.
if Fuzzy Bunny can add something to that, like, what do you not like about it? What specifically do you not like about it? Because clearly a woman is triggered enough to want to test a man, and kind of see where or if or how he lies or gets around it. So what of that aspect do you not like? And while he's answering, let me give a quick update on the Spurs. We're up by 5. So 37-32.
Okay.
Yeah. I was like,
Ooh.
quick updates.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank
Okay,
you.
well,
Yeah.
but
I'm wearing my
what were you saying when we talked together?
I was going to say lack of effort. Because that goes in any stage of the relationship is when that lack of effort
Effort
just
in what
starts.
way?
Effort as in effort to communicate, effort to plan, effort to, just show affection. There's so much that you just become complacent with that it's just, there's no, men don't feel the need to do it after so long.
Mhm.
So
They
the
get
lack of
comfortable.
effort in general.
They get comfortable.
I think comfortable and complacency are completely different things.
Okay, so elaborate.
So, like, when I say that someone is comfortable means like, oh, I can walk around the house with no makeup. I can do this. I'm secure in the relationship. I don't have any, there is trust in the relationship. There is something that I feel secure about. Complacent means that I'm taking it for granted that I feel like I don't have to do anything. I know that they are there and they are going to stay there. Write
Fair.
that down.
So real quick, I do want to continue on this one, but Fuzzy Bunny responded,
Mm.
and he said, "No, he said no because it's not required. We usually already know, you know." And I feel like Friends, on the Friends episode, they don't know we know they know we know. But I don't think they always know. Gabe said,
No, because if they did, why would they lie?
Because they don't care.
Ooh, that'll.
Because in the end, like if that person, I'm not saying like every
woman.
Yeah, I'm not saying like
way to
every
lose your
partner is going
woman.
to do that, but I will say that obviously the men that you date that are not your forever guy they will hate it because they will lie because they don't take you serious.
So Gabe said, men are numb to being tested by women because it happens all the time. And he put all
Maybe
the time
more
in
than you
caps.
know.
Yeah, a lot more than they know, actually. He also said that is normalcy to be tested by your lady because their minds are constantly thinking nonstop. Fair. And then Fuzzy Bunny came back again and said, if I'm getting asked if I took the trash out, getting
Hi.
the question means you
Hi.
already know. I'd rather just get flack for the fact that I didn't. So he would rather, instead of getting asked, hey, did you take the trash out to see if you're going to lie about it? He would rather get shit for not taking the trash out yet.
I can't
Fair.
wait to get to that point in the relationship where if like for the trash example where if a man says, oh, I'd rather be told to just take the trash out than to be asked if I took the trash out, keep that up and you will still be taking the trash out by yourself because I won't be here. You will still have to take the trash out by yourself.
Fair. All right, going back to the lack of effort. Shar, where do you think there's some areas where a lack of effort would be an issue?
I mean, I think in all spaces. I think personally, the lack of effort to continue to evolve as a person.
That's
I
a
think
good
that's a
one.
big one. I was having this conversation recently, and I'm like, I hate when you're in a relationship and people be like, "Oh, you're not the same person I fell in love with." Well, clearly, I don't want to be.
Right.
And I think people get so stuck in that. So, like, I think for me, that would be the biggest spaces. Someone just not wanting to grow or be different.
Right.
You
And
know.
that's especially like for those who are in those very long-term relationships where people have been dating since high school and they're now in their 40s or 30s, 40s. And Becky on Facebook, she said, "My bad, I'm late. Go Spurs, go!" But lack of effort kills it. For those who've been in relationships even longer, I think are more susceptible to that aspect where it's like you are not the same person that that you were when we were young. I would hope not.
Right.
Because that was the mindset of a 15, 16-year-old. We're 30, we're 40.
I've
should
met
have evolved
people
by now.
though. I've met couples. Let me rephrase that. I've met couples that have been together since they were teenagers and still act like they're teenagers in the relationship.
Then that
Yeah.
has to work for them.
I mean, if you like it, I love it because it's not my
Right.
situation, right? But I'm like, how, Sway? Like, how is that happening?
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, to Shari's point, right? You're evolving as human beings as you age, but your relationship is also evolving.
Mhm.
So it's
Right.
like we can't act like we're dating when we live together and have a couple kids running around and got, sports to go take them to and like we got shit to do, right? So we can't be all fucking lovey-dovey and we got little cock blockers running around everywhere. Like it
I mean,
changes.
shout out to those that don't let it hinder them.
Right.
Shout out
Amen,
to
Right.
right?
those.
Shout out to those who can make that happen. Please tell me how, because fucking A. But like, I will say that I do think it is very important that even as your relationship evolves, you still do like date nights and things like that. Like, and again, easier said than done, but like try to make time for your relationship
Mhm.
wherever you can. And if you have
Right.
a support system, because that also comes into play.
I think you have to prioritize your relationship. Not prioritizing is another way to
Mhm.
lose your person.
Mm-hmm. Look at that transition. Good job, Shari. You're anchoring the next show. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. Prioritizing is a big one because one of my big turnoffs is when you prioritize other people over us. Not me
Right.
necessarily, but
Mm.
us.
Mm.
Like that to me, like is a huge, huge turnoff. Like if I have to remind you that I'm even here, we have a
Right.
problem.
I think
Houston,
that it
we have a
kind
problem.
of I think it kind of goes hand in hand, not just prioritizing, but even just considering.
Lack of consideration.
Consideration, I think, is the highest form of love.
I think
I
I
agree.
agree 100%. I want someone to be like, let me ask my partner. Let me make sure we're good with this. It's a team thing. That the fact that that you move as a unit, so it's like it's not just what I do affects me. You're taking that other person into consideration in your life choices, your decisions, your participation, and things like that. I think that right there, a lot of people stop considering their partners.
And not just like in the decision process, but in how you act too. Like if you're bringing me to meet your friends for the first time, or maybe this is like the second time I've hung out with your friends, and you're just, oh, what's up, blah, 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 doing, and there's no like, hey, you good? Hey, come here.
Right.
Let
There's
me
no check-in.
involve you. There's no incorporating you into what you're doing. Then I'm going to feel like I'm second fiddle
Right.
already. And it's not jealousy, it's not selfishness. It's just even if you turn around and you just be like, "Hey babe, you good? You want to come sit over here? You want to come?" Like just asking that and like, "Oh, okay. You at least remembered that I'm here." Like,
Right.
yeah, for sure. All right, other stuff.
I'm gonna say inconsistent behavior.
Oh, like
I don't like, especially again, dating or being in relationships when you're one person here and then you're another person here.
that part. I like
I'm
that
like, 'cause
part.
which one are you? Which
Yeah.
which one's the representative, Shari's?
Yeah, which one's the representative?
If it's the first 6 to 8 months, the representative. It's not the real them.
Does inconsistency create inconsistency from your partner create insecurity for you?
Ooh, inconsistency creating insecurity.
I think I want to say yes,
Mhm.
But I think it's based on what we're talking about. It has to be like specific things. So I think like if your person is in like if and it goes to, I think it also ties in with what's your love language, right? I think if your love language is like physical touch and your partner is inconsistent with this physical touch for whatever reason it may be, maybe something personal or something else is going on, I think 1,000% is going to create insecurities because you're going to be like, what's wrong? What's wrong with me? Like, is it me? You know, I think it leaves that space because again, there's no transparency about what's going on. So your mind
That's
is
a good
gonna,
one.
your mind's gonna wonder.
What are your thoughts, T?
I definitely agree with what Shari just said, right? It depends on what is the inconsistency. And it also depends on how well you know your partner. Because as you evolve, you get to see, right? You get to see what some of those inconsistencies, some of those areas where they start to go like hot and cold, depending on what they're going through personally, that have nothing to do with you, right? And so if you know that's what it is, then no, it's not going to breed insecurity because you truly know and trust the situation, or you trust that your partner is going to tell you if it's actually you, right? But on the flip side, if it's something like Shari was saying, like where it's like, hey, they're not usually cold in this area for personal reasons. They're usually only hot and cold when they're mad at me or when they're doing things they ain't supposed to be doing, right? And then that's when that seed of insecurity kind of gets planted in there. But please don't water it.
I like that.
Please don't water it. Yeah, please don't. I have a couple more comments on our YouTube. So Fuzzy Bunny said, "Lack of effort equals not taking the trash out." And then Fuzzy Bunny said, "Lack of intimacy."
Oh,
And Gabe said, "Lack of intimacy unless the cause is out of the lady's control."
ooh.
Appreciate
And then
that.
Fuzzy Bunny tagged Gabe and said, "Yes, of course. We ain't out here being unreasonable, but also from the guy's lacking side as well." So I think Fuzzy Bunny was saying it from like a female's perspective, maybe even. But shout out to Gabe for calling out, unless it's because of it's something out of your lady's control. Oh, 55-48 Spurs. Halftime.
Nice. Oh, thanks. Was that Gabe?
What?
That was Gabe. Yeah. I'm all, ooh.
I was like, quick update.
Yes. Oh, Becky said she's on Instagram now. LOL.
Yeah, she said on a Wi-Fi. She was like, on Facebook, she was like, the Wi-Fi is cutting out. It keeps going back to complacent, and then it cuts out.
Aw,
Maybe it's trying to hint what the difference between comfortable and complacency.
maybe. Who knows, right? Who
Maybe
knows?
someone out there needs to hear that over and over and over again.
But going back to the guys' topic, lack of intimacy. How do you guys feel about that?
Do you think lack of intimacy also starts correlating to lack of attraction?
I think it can in some situations. I think it just depends on the person that you're dealing with. I think that there are definitely situations where someone's like, I'm not really just that attracted to you anymore. And then therefore, their body doesn't respond in the ways that maybe it did when they were attracted to you. Right.
Right.
But yeah, there's just a lot that goes into that.
To Gabe's
Yeah, I
point,
was saying
I can
that's
say
like a
lack of
loaded
intimacy,
question.
like if I'm sick, if I had surgery, if I'm going through a depression, I'm not going to be as intimate as I was. But that's a woman's control. Like that's the body, shutting down, on herself. Like that's not her choice. It's just something that's
Right.
happening. But when it comes to a lady's choice or that partner's choice, that lack of intimacy, when someone says like, oh, lack of intimacy, I start thinking like, okay, do you not find me attractive? Do I not turn you on? Is this
that's planting that seed again.
right?
Mhm.
So I think it's that kind of goes hand in hand, in my opinion.
Go ahead, Shar.
I was trying to think how I wanted to say that.
Just
I
say
was
it.
gonna. I was gonna say though, I think for women and men that's a little different because I think if a man was to not want to be intimate, we interpret that totally different because we
Mm,
expect men to want to be intimate all the time. But like you said,
mhm.
like if we're talking about depression or something of that nature, it goes the same way,
Yeah.
even for men. But a lot of women have that thought process like a man wants it anytime. It doesn't matter what's wrong with them. And it's like, no, maybe not. Like maybe that person is really just going through something and it's not
Mhm.
the seed that you're planting in your head.
Men have
That's
feelings
what's going
too. I mean, don't get me wrong. I still think that most men will never say no, but but
But you don't know your person.
she's not wrong. I'm like,
You
she's
never
not
know.
Mhm.
wrong. Yeah, like every person is different. Becky said, I don't think it's lack of, it just becomes complacent.
Mm.
The intimacy?
I think so.
That's an interesting take.
Yeah. That is an
Or
interesting take.
again, because you feel like where are they gonna go? They've been here forever.
Mm,
I'm not gonna, depending on that length of the relationship, it's like, we're in that dry spell. I mean, it is what it is.
yeah. I will
How
say,
long
like,
is that dry spell before you start questioning that it's good? Because time is still gonna pass, and then you might settle for like, oh, this is the new phase of our relationship.
mhm. But
It's a
that's where
slippery slope.
communication comes in too, right? You
Mhm.
have to make sure that if you as a woman are going through something, that you're sharing that with them so that they're aware
Mhm.
that it's not you, it's me, right? It's not that I'm not attracted to you, right? To Bianca's point earlier, it's not that I'm not attracted to you, it's that this is what's going on in my mind, or this is what's going on in my body, or whatever it is that you're going through during that time. So I
Mhm.
think from a woman's perspective, because that's what we're talking from, right? You have to be able to communicate if you are going through that, what you call it, dry spell, right?
Mhm.
Like you have to communicate that. But on the flip side, if you're the person that's wanting the intimacy, so because it could be the woman that's wanting the intimacy and not getting it as well, then you have to communicate how you're feeling about not getting the intimacy as well.
Right.
If it is starting to plant a seed of insecurity or lack of trust, like maybe you're thinking like, oh, are they going somewhere else for it, or whatever, then you have to say these things to your partner. And
Right.
a lot of those conversations, a lot of people avoid because they're not comfortable conversations.
Mhm.
So keep the communication. But with that said, an easy way to lose your woman is lack of communication.
Thank you.
Lack of communication or poor communication, like whatever that may look like.
Right. I like
Because
that.
you can say things and not really mean them, right? So, like, are you communicating in a good way?
Mhm. If you're painting the full picture, you're giving all the information for her to come to that decision. For I mean, just because you say like, "Oh, so, this is gonna happen," and you're not providing any other context, yeah, you communicated something, but you didn't
Mhm.
communicate everything. Like, there there is such thing. I'm glad that you said it. It's lack of communication, and there's also poor communication
Mhm.
because you can only can give breadcrumbs of information, and that's not communicating.
No.
In a way, that's almost manipulating, but we'll get to that another time.
We'll get to that in another number here. Shari, how do you feel about the lack of communication or poor communication?
I mean, yeah, I think communication is key, right? To any situation, anything that you're dealing with. But especially in a relationship, I think you guys have to you have to communicate to be on the same page or to
Yeah.
understand each other or to get to know each other, to learn each other. So I think without communication, again, what are we doing?
Mhm.
Mhm. And again, it's not easy because it is uncomfortable.
Hmm.
Like, I know somebody who's not good at expressing her feelings.
Shot fired.
But with that said, I know I just pew-pewed you real quick,
Mhm.
but in a relationship, she's not like that.
Mm.
Like when she's in, she's in. But
But that's because
getting
you have to build that. You have to get
Mhm.
that. You have to earn that.
Yes. That's part of the trust part.
Yes.
Mhm.
You can't just
Mhm.
give that to everybody.
So going back to poor communication, what do you guys think is worse? Arguing all the time or not talking at all?
Not talking at all.
Why?
Ooh, I was gonna say arguing all the time.
Okay, we'll go. Let's hear her why.
Okay, this is for multiple reasons because in different scenarios, right? For me, once I'm not talking anymore, I'm done. I don't care.
Mm.
The situation is
Mm.
There's
finished.
no effort to try.
I'm not even in it anymore. So if I'm not communicating, if I'm not talking to you anymore, you might as well just pack your shit and go. If I'm arguing with you, it's because I care. I'm still passionate about it. There's something still there that I want to fight for.
Mm.
So I would rather like us
I'm
go into
angry
a
because
bill
I care.
because I care. I'm bothered because I care.
Yeah.
Once I stop talking,
I don't give a
I don't,
fuck.
and you've lost me at that
Mhm.
point.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, for me, it would be the not talking
Not talking at all.
would be the
Okay,
worst.
B. You said arguing all the time would be worse.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I was gonna say, like, when you are not talking, I feel like that starts leading to like a fade out, like a fizzling out, where it's like, we've come to the end of the road. We're just not, we're not as talkative. We have no effort like we used to. The energy's not there.
Sorry.
It's
I was
the
singing again.
end
Yeah.
of
I'm
the
sorry.
road.
I'm sorry.
She knows that song.
But so like when you're not talking at all, you're not putting in that effort because you don't care. So you're not wasting energy.
Mm.
Arguing, I feel like, can turn into something that is self-defensive. Like it starts tapping into your mindset. Like it starts making you insecure. What are you fighting about? Are you starting to feel not being heard, not being considered, not being appreciated, not being, all these types of things? It starts internalizing a lot of what the arguments are about. So I feel like that has more of an impact in the long term.
Mm.
So I feel like arguing is a lot worse because I'd rather not give any effort than start making myself feel like I'm being gaslit, unappreciated, all these kind of things for whatever those arguments are about.
Well, I think there's different levels to arguing too. I think there's healthy ways of arguing, and I think there's toxic ways of arguing.
Yes.
So yes, if we're toxically arguing, if we're just arguing to be heard and not to listen, then yes, for sure. I think that could be a pretty bad situation too. But
Yeah.
again, if I'm arguing with you because I'm passionate and I'm trying to fix it and I'm trying to pull something out of you that like I need the answers to, and I can get the answers that way, then I'm here for it.
Right. Right.
Sometimes men like women to be feisty. That's the way you get your answers.
I was gonna say there's some people, not just men. There's a lot of people out there that get their jollies off of kissing and making up, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? But like,
Break up to make up.
yes, yeah. So I think it depends on the couple. Because
what about you?
For me, I would be like, I'd have a follow-up question. I'd be like, define arguing. Because there's levels to this shit, right? And again, if you're just arguing to argue, or if you're arguing because you just get your jollies off of pissing me the fuck off, then yeah, that's gonna be a problem, right? But I do agree with what Shari said, that for me in particular, if I make the effort to argue or discuss it, let me say discuss, right? If I make the effort to discuss it, it's because I do still care. Be worried when I'm silent.
Right.
Because silence for me,
Deadly.
yeah, I'm done. I'm already checked out. I don't want to do it. Okay. we got lots of comments all over the place. So I'm going to start with our YouTube over here. Fuzzy Bunny, oh, and this was a while back here, said attraction can also wean as a result of conscious choices made after entering the partnership. Then that goes into consideration territory. So that was during your consideration combo B. Gabe said bittersweet because it really depends on what the woman is dealing with. I think he was talking about the intimacy one here.
Mhm.
Or the man is not really meeting the woman's standards secretly in their mind of a
Ooh.
man actions that is mentally questioned. Oh, so he gave us the male perspective of what a man thinks when he's not receiving is maybe I don't meet her standards. So that's very different from what us women are thinking. But thank you for sharing the male perspective on that one. Fuzzy Bunny said, not talking at all would be worse, I think. And then Gabe added to his other comment and said, the box is earned, not given. Stay woke.
Him in the box.
Him in the box, you know, he lives for that box over there. Becky, mom, hi mom, on our Instagram said, well, damn, call out Bianca, LMAO, because I called out Shari. She also said, not talking is you are done. Yeah.
Damn, so I'm just here alone.
You're
just
here
wanting
alone.
It's a learning experience, B.
Well,
It's-
not only that, it's the level of arguing that we're doing too, right? Like,
Yeah.
but yeah.
I
When
mean,
you get to
you know,
the point where
Shari's
you
had said
don't give
something
a
like,
fuck.
if I'm arguing with you, like I'm, you know, there's something to fight for, whatever.
Mhm.
If we have disagreements, you know, that's a healthy thing. I think healthy disagreements is a lot different than arguing. I think when you're escalating and arguing, then you're arguing to attack, or you know, when I hear arguing, I hear that there is a, you know, a good person and a bad person. There's no resolution. Like you almost don't to your point, you don't talk to listen. You know, you just want to be heard, all this kind of stuff.
Mhm.
It's no longer that constructive, like, you know, feedback. It's not any of that. So I feel like I took that arguing a little bit more to that, like yelling and doing all these kind of things. The argument that I know that has been escalated. It's healthy
No,
to disagree.
That's fair, because if you're fucking yelling at me, yes, that's probably worse than you not. Just I'd rather you not talk at all.
The argument scenarios that went through my mind were like, you know, experiences that I've seen other people go through, where like, you know, I'm gonna pack my shit and leave. I'm gonna throw out I'm gonna, you know, throw out your phone. I'm gonna disconnect it. I'm gonna manipulate. I'm gonna do something. Someone's always taking it to the extreme. I'm gonna wake up the kids, tell them to pack up their bags, and we're gonna go. Like those types of arguments. If it's like that, like those escalations,
Yeah.
I'm not sticking around for that. I'd rather not talk at all.
Fair. Now we could continue to go on and on, because there's lots of ways to lose your partners, people, not just women, your partners in general. But we are at the top of the hour already.
Damn, that went fast.
I know.
Somebody quick, give us an update
Spurs
on the
update.
game.
Where am I looking? I need a Spurs update.
Ooh, okay. We're up. It's halftime. We're halftime. We're up 55-84.
I mean 48.
Oh, 55-48. What did I say?
84.
Damn, dyslexic.
I'm like, I think she meant 48, guys.
All right, 55-48. That's a good note to end on.
It is. Go Spurs, go. Any closing remarks or any like ways that a man can lose a woman or a partner can lose their woman that you guys want to throw in there before we close out that we may not have mentioned?
Every partner is going to be different. You have to acknowledge and know yours. You know how there's a post that says, oh, the divorce came out of nowhere. No, there's going to be signs. You need to actually care to know what those signs are.
Mm-hmm.
Learn your partner.
Learn your person.
Listen and speak with respect. That's just advice in a relationship in general. Don't argue. Don't fucking do all the bullshit. Don't do the silent treatment. Listen and speak with respect. Share your thoughts, share your concerns, communicate, but do it respectfully.
And stay considering your partner.
Amen, please. Shari, any?
I was gonna say consideration.
Mm,
I think everything ties into that.
it's a good
You're
one.
considerate. You're gonna be respectful. You're gonna treat them right. You're gonna,
They're going to trust you.
yeah. Everything falls under consideration. It's the highest form of love.
Amen. All right. Shout out to everyone who watched us. Thank you guys for watching us, whether it was during commercial breaks or halftime or whatever it was. We appreciate y'all so much. Go Spurs, go. And Bianca is going to let you guys know how you can follow us on all our platforms.
Oh, yes. If you have not already, then you can follow, like, and subscribe to us on our social media. That's Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at It's No Secret Podcast. We have an X account at It's No Secret Pod. If you can join us for our live stream every Wednesday or on any other Spurs game night, then you can definitely listen to us on our Spotify and Apple podcast. And if you want to rewatch our episode, because we made some really good points tonight, then you can definitely watch this episode on our YouTube channel.
Yes, please.
And until next time, remember, it's no secret.
Bye.